All right, here we go. I'm going to say Facebook. YouTube viewers, subscribers, hopefully, on real estate investment help. What I'm trying to do is go over all the scenarios that I've had, all the deals. I think I'm on, I got 12, 13. I have my offer on number 13 is accepted. It's contingent on a sale of one I have in North Carolina. So it's contingent on number 11, my 11th deal, selling. And we had some issues. The guy offered me a cash offer. Then all of a sudden he wanted to have a mortgage. He brings in a mortgage company. I should have stopped it right there. But I'm like, we got one on the hook. Let's go ahead and get him. And then they got to do inspections and this and that and appraisals and everything else. Now, after first closing was January 6th, it fell through. Didn't have stuff done. Appraisers couldn't get out there. 6 weeks later, from when we scheduled them to come out, I fired them, said we don't need you. Got another one. They got ready to come out. It froze in North Carolina with snow the past few weeks ago. End of December, first part of January, and the well pump froze, no water. So ordered a new well pump. Got a guy going out for $300 and some to replace the well pump to have water. When they do the inspection, it has to have water and electric. So when that sells, the other offer will go through. I may withdraw that offer, keep my cash, and do something else with it. But anyway, so that's number 11. The 11th deal that I did, it's at closing. Well, it's pending a sale. Well, it's not pending a sale. It's sold under contract. So pending closing. Okay, so the one I want to talk to you about this time is my number 7 deal. Number 7 is currently the house I live in. And man, it's a tricky, twisted, lots of learning on this one. 37 Comanche Circle in Millsboro. It's at what I consider the beach. What people say the beach. I had a little trailer down here that I did. We talked about it. It was deal number... get my Phoenix Little Creek. Actually, I don't even have it in there somewhere. I wonder why. I don't even see it on my list. But anyway, it was... shucks, I can't remember off the top of my head. Blacktop Road, Main Street. Okay, so I have 14 deals then. So there's one, I can't remember the address. I'll get it and write it down, tell you on the next video. So when I first got to where I live now in this area, after coming from about an hour north, I made my mind up. I'm going to buy 2 properties a year. And that's what I would do if I were you. I would say, or 1 a year, whatever it is, make a goal. Work toward that goal. You get to 1. I am now going to do 2 a year, 3 a year. So I still do, I try to buy 2 a year, sell 2 a year. And so I have two rental. Last year I bought 2. I have 1 sold for this year. I will sell another one this year. And probably buy at least 1, probably 2. So I'll be about the same goal, 2 and 2. Buy 2, sell 2. And I'm working towards continue to make that money, add that profit, keep going as you buy, and eventually, like I said, when I sell the next one, I'll have $100,000 cash, and I think I'm going to buy a income-producing commercial property. Like if I do a storage unit, I'll do brand new. I'm not buying somebody else's junk. Let me give you a tip. People do not sell good income-producing properties for the most part. Don't get me wrong. When you want to retire and you're done, you're tired of collecting rents on properties, managing a restaurant, managing a hotel, motel. I get it. If you're old enough to retire and that's what you're doing, we're retiring. We want to sell it. I get that. But this thing, like, we just want to sell because whatever. Any other reason other than we're retiring, I have a hard time with it. You don't sell profitable, for the most part, profitable income-producing properties. Why? They're producing income. So I would really consider looking at it when somebody, listen, if you see a storage unit property up for sale 9 times out of 10, they needed a lot of work. The roofs are leaking, something's going on, they have a high vacancy rate for whatever reason because maybe they're overpriced or whatever. It's hard to believe about storage units, they're usually all full. But I would really look at the numbers and the condition and all that. So if I do storage units, which I will do, it's getting ready to be a part of my portfolio, I would build them. I would have them built new. All right, there's a 30-year guarantee on them. You know, the roofs, everything aren't going to leak for 30 years. So I'm 58 years old. It's over. I'm at 88, I ain't worried about it. See what I mean? Somebody else's problem. So for 30 years, I'm going to make income producing. It's going to be income producing property. I'm going to make cash, have a cash flow out of it, and that'll be that. And if I get to 88, I'll worry about it then. Do I put a roof on them or sell them, give them to my children, let them put a roof on it? Because then they would only have the cost of the roof. And then everything else, they mortgage the property against it. It'll be paid for. So that's how you do things. So this property here, 37 Comanche, it is my home. And it's a beautiful home. The value of this property here is about $310,000. May go 15 right now at the market's up. The interest rate is getting ready to increase. So that brings sometimes the market value down because the sellers are not buying as much. It's going to correct it. Right now we've got about a 10 to 15% above asking price offers. They're getting ridiculous because the interest is very low. 3%, 3.25%, 3.5%. That's getting ready to change. So at the moment, house is worth about $310,000, $315,000. So what I did was I bought this from a wholesaler. She wrote a contract, a wholesaling contract. It said she made an offer to a person, the owner of this property. And the contract stated, I offer you this for this at this closing date, blah, 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 and or assignee. So her name and or assignee, and that means she assigned it to me. We went to closing, and then I closed mine, they closed theirs, took the money from mine, gave to her, closed hers, gave the money for her property. What she offered, she made $15,000 on it. I have no problem with that. Whether you disclose it to me or not, I don't care. It's your right to make profit on it. She got the deal. I bought it from her. So here's the deal on this property. Now worth $310,000 to $315,000. I bought the property for $60,000. Sounds crazy, huh? Well, there's a lot more to it in this one. This is by far the toughest one I've ever done. Learned the most on this one. Almost lost this house to investors. I've refinanced this house twice. And here I am sitting in it with about $80,000 equity in it. Or so, maybe more, but at least 80. So, the mortgage on it right now is $223,000. And it's 310, 7. Let me see. So I got 223, 73, 83. 83,000, about. So I bought it from the wholesaler. We closed it. I had investors that were in on that deal as well. They gave me the money to purchase the property. The deal, we were supposed to split the profit 50-50. So I had no money in it. Just, they financed it. They put up the money for the repair, which was $75,000. So coming in, I had $60,000 for the land, $75,000 for the repair. That was $135,000. The investors, there were 6 of them. They all put money in different increments. They had their contracts written up. I signed them. Had a contractor that screwed me out of a lot of money, beat me on a lot of things. Never had the $4,300 heat pump delivered to this property. Never had the water heater delivered here. Plumbing wasn't finished, failed the initial plumbing inspection. Electric panel box, only had the wires run to it. No breakers in it. Oh, the guy that got me, and I'm going to make him famous, Jimmy Gordon, from, I don't know if he's still down in Lewis or not, on Fawn Drive or Doe Drive or something, Doe or Fawn, one of them. Down here in Lewis, he's a crook, he's a thief, and a liar. And I hope it gets back to him. I've been to his door, knocked on his door after he cheated me so bad. I would take him to court, but several people have done that. You can't get blood out of a turnip. I wish they would put him in prison. It's where he belongs. He did another woman behind me in Milford, and got her for a lot of money. Showed her my permit from my house that he cheated me on, and tried to make it like that was her permit. They charged her probably $400, $500, $600, and it only cost $69.50. So mine was $3,000 some dollars, because I had to have permits for dumpsters and this and that, all this stuff he made up, and then it was $69.50. So he got me good. Jimmy Gordon, don't ever use him. He's a thief and a liar. He's bald-headed. Like I said, from Lewis, Doe Drive, Fawn Drive, I can't remember one of them. Buyers beware, investors beware. So, bought the property, I have $135,000 in it. Investors' money, we started doing it. We were taking draws. He just wasn't finishing. Next thing you know, house is not done. Money's due back to the investors. They want their money back. What do? I don't have it finished. I can't sell it. I refinanced the house, and try to get it as close to being finished as I can. I borrowed money against it, get money out, another $30,000, and to finish the house. So now we have, instead of $135,000, we have $165,000. So we still got a good bit of equity. Anyway, we ended up not selling it, and I moved in it. But because I refinanced it and got the money back for the investors, their initial investment, they didn't make this 50% split on the profit. They didn't want an unfinished house with their money being used. So they said, we'll take the money back. I mean, they got a return, a 10% return or whatever. They got their return back. No split of the profit. There was no profit. I mean, it took me a long time to get the house finished so I could move in it and live in it. And there's still a couple things now that need to be done. Some trim and a couple cosmetic things, but I legally have the right to live here, have an owner of occupancy. I had to have a stove, running water, a toilet. And listen, when I moved in here, I didn't even have floor coverings on the floor. No lawn, laminate, carpet, nothing. Subfloors. A lot of stuff was unfinished. A lot of trim was unfinished. No carpet on the bedroom floors. No anything. I had cabinets up against the wall with a piece of dry plywood with a hole cut in it for my sink because I had to have running water. Crazy, buddy. So I got in. I mean, listen, things will happen like that. Somebody will cheat you. You'll come across something unforeseen you couldn't have planned for. When we ripped the floors up here, after doing windows, doors, siding, roof, come in, ripped the floors up, what was left of them, most of them were rotted out, put new floor joist in a lot of places here, wiring shredded under the house, shredded. I mean, buddy, a genius couldn't have figured this out. There's no way you can just take a glob of wires, all twisted up. No electrician wanted that. It took them more time to try to trace them back, and you can't. They just said, it's over, rip it out. I had to tear out all the drywall in the whole house, all the insulation. Now, here's a good thing. A lot of this house, because I have the equity I have in it, I did the work myself. I tore the drywall out. I had a company come in, 2 or 3. One guy cheated me. They weren't drywallers. Some of the places are bad drywalling, but it has drywall. But it's not the most spectacular job. I learned a lot on that, who to get, who not. You're better off pay a little extra for drywall and get a good job than try to save some money and get a terrible job. So there's another tip. Pay for quality workers. Don't overpay, but don't get the cheapest one every time, because that's what you'll get, the cheapest job. They won't have guarantees on their work. They'll cheat you out of money. They won't finish the job. You'll have to take them to court. On and on and on. So, like my deal, $16,000, buddy. Knock that one off the budget and see what you get. So, long story short, refinance, paid my investors out, had a mortgage, started paying it. My ex-wife was actually on it. She was a part of that deal then. We were married, not now. And she didn't want the liability. If she thought we were going to lose the house, and she was responsible for the $135,000, half of it, part of it anyway. Her name's on it. So I asked her, "Would you help me refinance it with your name on it? And as soon as I get it together, I'll refinance it." Now here's a good thing. I'm gonna give you a life tip. My last wife and I divorced. It didn't work for whatever reason. I have a reason why it didn't, but I'll keep that to myself. It didn't work. We're still civil. We have grandkids together. Not together. Well, we're not biologically. She's not biologically the mother of my children. So she would not biologically be attached to my grandchildren. But when we were married, my children fell in love with her. And then now they had children. She became their grandmother. She's still their grandmother. She has a son that I'm not the biological grandfather, but I am the pop-up. And you don't take it out on your children because the adults can't get along. So we divorced, and we're still civil. I kept my word. I wasn't spiteful, and she wasn't spiteful. And she said she would help me. And it really helped her too, because she was liable. And what I did for her was, I did what I said, and I refinanced the house again. It cost me over $10,000 each time with closing costs and all that. So I lost $20,000 equity in the house, which, like I said, I still have $83,000 in it. However, it let me keep the house, and then I refinanced it and have a different mortgage to get her off the loan. I did what I said I was going to do. And listen, over and over, I've told you on my videos, be a man or woman of integrity, right? Say what you're going to do what you say you're going to do, be honorable. I got the roof done on cornflower, owed the man $700, I paid him $1,000, I owed him $1,700. Told him when I sold it, I'll come pay you. A lot of time went by. I sold it. They couldn't get in the park. On and on. He said, I thought I was never getting my money, and we had no contract, even though you should get one. But this was to my advantage. Nonetheless, I keep my word. I honor my word. And I called him and said, I just sold it today. They paid me the money. You're the first call I made. I mean that. I called him first. I have your money. He saw me on the road one time, rolled the window down. What's up? I mean, what do you mean, what's up? I haven't sold the property. You gonna give me my money? Yeah, when I sell the property. And he was very nervous then, I get it, very fearful. Called him, and like I said, he was an honorable contractor, and he's worth being paid. And I called him and said, I have your money. I ran it to his house. And he said, Tom, I actually believed I was never going to get that money. So, my integrity means more than your $700. I hope there's never a time when, because the people say, is that for sale? No, not for any amount of money. Well, for some amount of money, something is. Now, there's certain things in my life that are not for sale for any amount. $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, it doesn't matter if they're not for sale. My love for somebody's not for sale or in question. I will not share my partner for any amount of money. They got a guy on YouTube that will give you $10,000 for your wife for an hour. Keep it. Our conversation's done. Don't even say another word. It has to do with my wife for no amount of money, so conversation ended. You don't have enough money. Jeff Bezos doesn't have enough, and Elon Musk doesn't have enough for the woman I decide to give my heart to. So that's free as well. So you get all kinds of stuff on this YouTube channel. So I refinanced it. I got my ex-wife off. It's now mine. After the divorce, I didn't plan on living here, but I redesigned the interior of this house, and I'm glad because it worked out for me, and I love the design. I created it. So I've always found a habit: don't fall in love with your investments, because then they become collectibles. Same as if we had a resale shop. Don't fall in love with what you buy, because you're not a reseller. You are now a collector. And shit starts piling up and you don't make a profit. You're collecting it. Same as my houses. I'm not connected, attached to any home. Once this became mine to live in, it became attached. I had no problem selling it. In fact, at one point, I couldn't get it sold fast enough. Had I finished it and everything worked out. But the truth is, God worked it out for me, because little did I know I would need it for myself to have a place to live when I separated from my wife. In fact, I had to live at other property I owned first, because I couldn't even get in here. I didn't have the stove, didn't have the running water, didn't have a lot of things that all had to be done to get in here. So I bought it, I refinanced it a second time. This time around, I now carry 2 mortgages on this home and another home. Of course, they're my tenants. I rent the upstairs here. And in the other home, I rent it to a family. They both pay the mortgages. I have a cash flow from both of them. They pay the electric, of course. The tenant by themselves pays their own electric. The electric here is in my name, but I collect enough rent, cash flow to pay the electric and Wi-Fi. My TVs are all smart TVs. I don't have cable. They all have Wi-Fi, all that stuff. I have Netflix. And then I also have on my TV in my bedroom a Fire Stick. So we have more than enough TV here for what they pay, because they pay $0. We have Wi-Fi here with Fios, fastest internet there is. They pay $0 for that. And they pay for their rooms with Wi-Fi cable, I guess you could say, in there, the Netflix and all that. And all the use of the house, washer and dryer, living room, dining room, kitchen. Got a nice kitchen. So it's a little messy. I'll show it to you. Of course, I'm in my bedroom. Let me see if I can turn this thing around. I can, I think. Other than my bedroom being messy, I thought it turned around. Oh, heck. Well, anyway, bathroom off my bedroom. Here's my bedroom. I think you can see it. Yeah. The hallway, kitchen. So this used to be just an empty room with no floors in it. So all the kitchen, I put in all the cabinets. I still don't have handles on them. The handles are just as much as the cabinets. Here's one refrigerator, 2 people in this one. There's the other one, 2 in that one. Got lots of storage for the food, back door, dining room. We have a TV in every room, all the bedrooms, the kitchen, one in the bathroom. Or no, I don't have one in the bathroom. One in my bedroom. Afraid to even show you out here. I got storage stuff. I'm having a storage unit or a shed brought here, 10 by 20. So we'll show you. Here's my upstairs. Goes to the 3-bedroom upstairs. Living room. I have stuff from my shed here. Some furniture I have to put back in the shed. So we got a 65-inch TV on the wall. There's the upstairs. So I got a couple Christmas decorations still up that I can't get in the boxes because I can't get it in the storage or the shed, because the shed is getting ready to be moved here. So we have a stackable washer and dryer here with a full size. People go, oh, you got a stackable? Yeah, but they're full size. So it's just like having a regular washer and dryer. They're gigantic. Just bought a brand new one of these, $700 some. Mine went out. This is less than a week old. That's weird.